competition's good for everybody. So I think that, not only at the tackle position, but I think through the draft and the people that we've had a lot of competition to our football team. When you do that, it makes everybody better. So the more competition we can get, the better.
Welcome back to Broncos Beat. We just heard from John Elway. Competition is going to be once again the roster buzzword. Ben, I'll go to you first. How many of these rookies that we just talked about have good shots at earning a starting spot?
Well, I mean, I guess it depends on what you mean by actually starting, but in terms of large chunks of play time, I mean, you could see quite a few. I suspect Jerry Jeudy will be starting every game. Hamler will probably get a good chunk of play time, depending on if you view it as a three-wide base set. Albert O probably gets some play time, and they go two tight ends. I think Ojemudia is going to wind up more in that Will Parks role than anything else. He's a low-zone corner more than anything else. I don't see him riding the rails on the outside. Cushenberry will start. The other guys, I don't think they're going to be starting. You could see a few of them get some play time. Ayun could be in that rotation on the defensive line, but 3 or 4 could have significant play time.
Yeah, I would say Jeudy better start, and then Hamler as the number 3 receiver, and Cushenberry probably better start at center. Other than that, I think historically the third-round picks for the Broncos have had to kind of redshirt a year, play some special teams, contribute here and there, but I wouldn't expect much playing time from the rest of the draft class as far as on the field starting. Might have some sub packages for all these guys as the season moves along. Remember too, no offseason. It's going to hurt this rookie class.
Yeah, and that was a concern for NFL teams around the league, specifically with the wide receiver position, because they're not going to have time with their quarterbacks. They're not going to be able to learn the install. I mean, virtual offseason, whatever, but it's going to be different, reminiscent of 2011 when there was the lockout and there wasn't any football going on until training camp. So teams were concerned about rookie wide receivers that way. I think you have 2 starters here, at least. Jeudy, obviously, Cushenberry, fantastic pick. And then it comes down to Ojemudia. And Ben, I would love to go back and forth with you on Ojemudia because he's got man skills. And I had a 4th-round grade on him. They took him the 3rd round. That's fine. But I think maybe there were some that kind of miscast him. He definitely is low zone, like no question. But he's tested as a man corner. So maybe there's a little bit more there. Maybe not right away, let's say week 1 as a starter, but Ojemudia might be able to move into that, top 3. We know that 3 cornerbacks basically are your starters with so many opponents playing 3 wide receivers and so many defenses playing nickel to adjust.
Yeah, and like I said, I'd love to see him step into that Will Parks role. I think he had man skills. He played man, at times over there, but I'd like to see him craft those a little bit better. I thought he was physical and it was great at passing guys out of the zone. There was just I saw the football instincts at times when he was out there at man, left him look like he was second guessing at times. And I don't know. I'd like to see a little more consistency out of him. Not that he can't become that guy. Just my eye of the beholder take.
Mike, this team has had a proud history of CFAs making the roster look no further than Philip Lindsay. How much harder is that going to be this year? You've only got the Broncos took 7 CFAs, and with the abbreviated offseason program, that's a steep hill.
Yeah, I think I wouldn't be surprised if that streak, whatever it is, I know it's something like 17 out of 18, 18 out of 19 that an undrafted Malik Reed kept it alive last year. This year it is going to be tough with no off season. First of all, I think training camp's going to be a situation where you got to get your starters ready. Never mind the competition behind them and developing the guys on the 3rd and 4th lines. You got to get the starters most of the reps in training camp because they're not going to get any off season. So I think it's going to be very difficult. I'll have to look at the signing bonuses of these undrafted guys before determining who the Broncos really like. They did like Bellamy. I think he got a nice signing bonus. Manning, the wide receiver, got $12,500, which is, pretty good for the elite level. Douglas is an interesting guy with 8 interceptions at Wake Forest. The safety that they picked up, he's a guy that I think they might project a couple years down the line as a possible Will Parks role. But it's going to be difficult for them, for the undrafteds this year, more than any other year. Chris Harris slipped through in that lockout of 2011. Maybe they can get lucky again.
Competition is everywhere on this roster. John and Vic mentioned it yesterday, but left tackle was on everybody's mind as John and Vic wrapped up the draft. Ben, I'll go to you first. Elijah Wilkinson and Garrett Bowles are going to be competing for that left tackle spot. Does the incumbent have the advantage here, or do you think Elijah, the new guy, might have a little bit of an advantage? Being a little bit new to the position.
Well, I know they really like Elijah. Mike Munchak really likes Elijah Wilkinson. I think he'd like to see him succeed. We watched Elijah play over the right side last year, and he struggled with speed rushers a lot. Jamie Martin in that Texans game just blew right by him. I like him as an offensive lineman. He's got work to do growing into being a tackle. I think Garrett Bowles is going to win the job. Just based on his performance down the stretch last year. Final 5 games, no sacks allowed, 3 total penalties, one of which was a little ticky-tack unsportsmanlike penalty. I think Garrett's going to win the job, but it's going to be up to Garrett to win it and keep it. And he's going to have to, reaffirm that first-round pick investment they made in him a while back is going to be worth a contract extension.
Yeah, I don't think there's any doubt Bowles is a first-round talent who's got a holding problem. Elijah Wilkinson is overachieving undrafted guy who's played at the right tackle. Yes, they like Elijah, and yes, they want to push him. John Elway, I talked to him yesterday. He was very tough on Garrett. He said, look, he's got to stop with the penalties. Those are no longer acceptable. And, I think they're going to do the tough love. What is it? There's only a difference of about 2 feet between a pat on the back and kick in the butt. They're going to do the kick in the butt treatment to Garrett Bowles to hope he really comes on in year 4.
We'll see how Garrett responds also to this power zone system with Pat Shurmur, because he is a first-round talent as a zone blocker, as a zone offensive tackle. So Eli, and I fully expect Garrett to win the job, by the way, because Drew Lock made him look better. Getting into the ball makes him look better. The faster you can do that, the timing, the tempo of a Pat Shurmur offense should be very good and really benefit a guy like Garrett Bowles. But power gap is different, and I think Eli is a better fit for that type of offensive line.